Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Piofiore. And we are doing all of Orlock's bad endings in this part. Well, we're going to start them anyway. So, we are going to... Why can't I... Okay, here we go. We're going to start with these one... Oh, shit. This is confusing. Okay, here we go. Because I'm like, it just starts with the load saves. It doesn't have the gap. So 80 was the one that we... Okay. All right, here we go. That was confusing. I was like, how many Orlock fucking ones do we have? So I'm going to start with just the bad ending. These ones. You know what I mean? And then we'll go to the tragic bad ending. Just because it'll be longer, so I'm assuming these are... So we're supposed to talk to Yang. Yang's the one who set everything into motion. Maybe I can convince him to end the takeover of the church that's happening. With that, I got myself dressed and headed to Yang's room. I took a breath and knocked on the door. I doubt we're going to have anything to skip, but... Enter. Excuse me. Oh god, he's going to kill us or assault us. Oh! Yang must have just woken up. He wasn't fully clothed. I'm sorry, I'll come back later. It doesn't matter. Speak quickly. Your return would be more of an inconvenience. Yang looked over at me and frowned. Oh, he isn't in a good mood. Maybe I came too early. But there was no turning back now. I mustered the strength to speak to Yang. It's about the church. Could you please ask your men to leave? You're refusing my generosity? That's not what I meant. I appreciate everything you've done. But since there hasn't been any activity at the church, I thought they could leave already. I see. So you've spat upon my offer. No! Like I said! I hate being bothered. Yang grabbed my neck. Oh, well, okay. At least he's just gonna kill us. His grip was so strong that I couldn't breathe. And just when I thought about playing with Rosberg a bit longer. Fine, I'll end this. Yang's fingers dug deeper into my neck. The pain was unbearable, but I couldn't speak. Everything was slowly going dark. The pain slowly faded, and then I felt nothing. Well, there we go. We did. The end. Okay. Alright. We need to go back up to 81. Yes. Alright. So, here we go. Bad end 2. What should I do? Run! Because then we get to die again. I couldn't bear listening to the conversation like this. Orlock can save me if I can find a way to make an opening. Let me go! I wriggled with all my might to try and free myself from Yang's grip. Be quiet. He sounded annoyed, but suddenly I could feel his grip loosen. I hurriedly ran toward Orlock so that... Twins? Huh? I felt something strike me from behind.
Sorry, I had to kill you.
We're Yang's arms and legs. We'll kill anyone Yang wants dead. I couldn't move anymore. I crumpled to the ground. Foolish girl. I heard Yang's voice, and my life came to an end. And this is why you don't run from Yang. The end. I'm pretty sure that says you done fucked up. Load. And I have noticed, yes, I appreciate there's one of you that is telling me what the Latin means at the end of each one of the things. So that's pretty cool. So for those of you that want to know in the comments on certain videos, there'll be one. So that one says it does. Fucked up. I'm sure it doesn't, but... Oh yeah, load complete. Okay. I was like, what the hell's happening? After some thought, I obey Yang. Okay. I'll do whatever you say. I couldn't do anything he suggested. Oh, this is right after we were like, don't try to run away. We stayed in his arms, and then we obey, so it was like insta. 2 wrong choices right in a row. So I'll just play along for now. I'm sure things could be worked out after I got myself out of this predicament. Orlock went silent, hearing my words. He seemed quite frustrated. Yang gave a sigh. I see. His grip tightened even stronger around my neck. I couldn't breathe. I tried to wriggle myself free. Did he just snap my neck? Trying to take the easy way out, are you? My consciousness slipped into darkness. I'll never know what happened anymore. I mean, I'm guessing he snapped our neck. There was a snapping noise. Well, that was fast. The end. These end screens are basically like the wizard in Taisho Ella's like, did you really think that was gonna go well? Maybe. Maybe I did. This one. Yes. All right. What an odd question. Oh, right. This is when he asked us if we want to die. Like, I wouldn't want to die. I also wouldn't know for certain what I'd do until it happened, but if it were someone precious to me, and if that were the only way... Orlock, Sister Sophia, Elena, and everyone at the church, their faces flashed through my mind. And then I would offer myself as sacrifice to save them. I see. Orlock's about to kill my ass. Orlock stepped closer to me. Are the people of Berlone precious to you? Well, yes. If so... Oh! Well, damn it, Orlock. Huh? What is... Vivid red blood was gushing out of my neck. Out of my neck. Blood? My neck? Before I realized it, I was on the floor. My strength rapidly leaving me. Okay, it didn't click. Farewell. That was the last I could make out from his lips. My consciousness drifted into darkness. The end. The title screens, these little end screens, take longer than reading the whole entire thing. Okay. Yep. And that was the one that we just... Okay, so yep, we have 2 more. This one and then the last one. Perfect. I responded. Yes, I'm not sure what I responded to, but... Yes, I believe so. Peace is the most precious thing there is. Oh, right, so this is, again, directly after. We were like, I don't want to die, and then he brings his knife, and then we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I agree with him after only a moment of thought. Are you sure? Yes, without peace, who knows what could befall the most precious to you? We would live lives of fear. That's why I think peace is more precious. Understood. If so... For peace. Huh? Okay. The dagger sliced through my neck. Warm blood gushed out and sprayed across the room. Orlock? My voice was a faint whisper amid the sound of gushing blood. It hurts. Blood flowed out along with my warmth. The last thing I saw... I am sorry. My consciousness drifted... Oh no, were tears rolling down his eyes. Oh, we didn't say my consciousness drifted into darkness. We basically... My consciousness faded away. Ultima, I'm assuming, is like something like ultimate or something like that. Something to dealing with that, right? Anyway. Alright, I need more time. His words sounded like a prayer. I need more time. I need a bit more time, I replied hesitantly. I'm sorry, Orlock. It's important enough that I want to think it over well. Living together with Orlock, that meant I would bear his sins, too. It was something that I wouldn't dare respond to casually. I want to be by your side, too, Orlock. I love you, But I still need some time. Just a little while is enough. I simply don't want to give you a dishonest answer. Yes. Orlock nodded lightly. He moved his hand away and closed his eyes. I'm sorry for saying that. My sins are mine to bear and mine alone. I couldn't help but say those things to you. I'll be fine. You can forget what I said. Orlock, you've been kind to me all along. I should be satisfied with what you've shown me. And yet, I was about to ask for more. Did I just hurt him? I worried a bit, but... He showed me a smile and was replying to me quite calmly. I'm sorry, Orlock. I placed my hand over my chest and apologized, thinking of how pathetic I was. Don't worry about me. You should rest. You're just as tired after all. He encouraged me to lie down with his sweet and kind voice. But don't worry. Good night. He gently yet somewhat forcibly made me lie down, then placed a blanket over me. The warmth quickly lulled me to sleep. Good night, Orlock. I'm just wondering if, I slowly close my eyes. It skips through and then he dies in the fight with Dante. I slowly awaken from my deep slumber. I open my eyes just as slowly, trying to bring myself back to reality. Orlock? I shivered in the cold night air. Is he gone? I looked around for the bodily warmth that was beside me before I went to sleep. It's still dark outside. I woke myself up and looked around the room in search of Orlock. Instead, I found... Awake, are you? Dante? What are you doing here? I mean, okay, if you're going to cuddle with me, fine, but... Did he change his mind? The Falzone had their own code of honor. I didn't expect them to go back on their word. I could feel myself going pale. Orlock turned us into Dante. I came for you. Let's go. Where's Orlock? I asked him with a shaking voice. We killed him. He's dead. His cold, calm words brought a sharp pressure to my heart. You're lying. It's the truth. Orlock came to my manor all by himself. So I killed him by my own hand. Orlock let himself die. Aw, it felt like the ground under me was crumbling. But that isn't... I never expected the words we exchanged to be our last. Was it my fault? Yes. I didn't accept his offer, so... It still didn't seem real that Orlock was no longer alive. Let's go. Dante grabbed my arm and forced me to stand up. I followed without a word. I didn't have the will to resist. Maybe we would have seen a different future had I answered differently. It was like the game slapping you in the face, like, duh, stupid! But it was too late. The game's like, Orlock was gone. I don't care what happens anymore. What would happen to me? I wasn't interested in the slightest. Well, the end is basically what just happened to you. I don't care what happens to me anymore. Alright, well, those were all of our bad endings. We died a lot, and then Orlock died once. So now we'll go into our tragic bad ending. And yes, we do actually get a CG in our after story, even after the tragic one. Because I kind of looked at everybody else's CGs, and I was like, yeah, I think that, okay, that makes more sense. Chapter 6. And we need low affinity and low tolerance. Yes. And... And now we get to watch all of our Meemaw stories, so this one might take a while, so... We'll see if we get through it in the 45 minutes we have left. Well. Okay. Well, I think we have technically a little bit longer? Yeah, a little bit longer. We're not even 15. Could he be using you, I'm assuming? No, we still say you deserve better. Alright. He'll stop for the Meemaw story, so that's good. Okay. Boop. Duty. Alright, here we go. Alright, we've been waiting for these. Must we continue this? I can't say I'm thrilled playing host to someone from the church. Stop whining. Turns out this Rosberg is scum. Wouldn't you want to crush him? Working with a person who abuses the faith of others for their own advantage goes against my code. I keep forgetting how pious you are. Yep, another thing about that Rosberg. He's visiting Berlin for his consolation. Now of all times. I bet all he wants to do is get in touch with Orlock and that girl. I also believe that's his motive. If so, we better get moving. So, is it hard for you to get any intel on Rosberg? I'll do what I can, but the church isn't known for being an open book. I doubt he'd leave anything out in the open. Well, just do your best. We do know that the money changed hands between him and the Lao Shu. I'm certain it was a considerable amount, but according to Yang, Rosberg cut ties with the Lao Shu. If so, it's likely that he's already had his tracks covered. Oliver pushed his glasses up with a finger and then smiled. But the more money moves, the harder it is to hide the trail. I'll nab him. You just wait for the good news, Gilbert. All I ask is that you keep quiet. Oh, that was Oliver. Never mind. All I ask is that you keep quiet. Sorry. Yeah, you be careful. If you run into any danger, report to me immediately. Naturally. And don't worry and just leave it to me. Oliver exited the lounge. I looked down at the newspaper in my hand. The living saint, Spacey Adornato, was being lambasted on the front page. I don't blame them. People who believed in her were tricked into giving money to the Lao Shu. Humans were dangerous where money was concerned. The pious elderly who had saved for their retirement were weeping in sorrow. The youth who had invested in the future were angry at being deceived. Yang would happily toy with the weak. People will only be exploited further. No one believed what Yang said about the girl professing herself to be a holy woman. But even if Yang were just using her, that doesn't mean she's without sin herself. That's not how the world works. I needed to make sure that both Orlock and the girl paid dearly. See, I don't understand why we couldn't read this because he came up with this, but I think he would have made you hate Gilbert even before he showed up at the very end. Because, Gilbert, you fucking know better. Yang's lying. She never said she was a saint, but it's all her fault that Yang lied about her? I'm sorry. Are you victim shaming me over here? The fuck? He basically told everyone I was a saint, and I was like, whoa, 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 I never said that. Now somehow it's my fault because he opened his mouth? I'm gonna need to backhand you, Gil. I've had people lie about me, fucking before, and that's what... Oh, well, then you said this. I never fucking said that. Those words never came out of my motherfucking mouth, but you're gonna blast me because this asshole over here said shit? Fuck that crap. I hate that. You should be pissed at the person who lied to you, not the person they lied about. You know what I mean? But people are fucked up, and it's shit like this. So that's why I'm mad at you, Gil. Because that's bullshit. We weren't the one going, yeah, totally a saint, woohoo! I understand you being mad at Orlock because Orlock works for Rosberg and everything like that, and and I understand being wary of me, I don't know how she felt, but he's literally just well, I mean, she never said she was a saint and everything, and Yang probably lied, but it's all her fault. Bitch? What? Nah. We gotta go down his route next? You're not making me like Gilbert right now. In every other route, he's been fine, though. It's just, there's something about the mentality that he has in this route that is are you stupid? Did you get hit on the fucking head? Did you hit every branch on the stupid tree on your way out of it? Because, the fuck boy. Anyway. Again, I'm not sure why we couldn't watch that, I mean, we could have watched them all during thing, but... I figured maybe they gave more credence to, the tragic ending, but we kind of already knew his thoughts, so... I knew where Spacey Adornato was from the intel I received from my soldiers stationed across town. But now was not the time to strike. The Visconti couldn't apprehend them. I needed to wait for the right opportunity, or maybe it just makes the bad ending better, I don't know. I needed to kill Orlock. It seemed he was guarding Bishop Rosberg at one of the local hotels. I couldn't do anything against the church, as it would only worsen our family's position. Rage came across my expression. I couldn't suppress my anger knowing that someone from the church was in contact with her. She's someone who needs to be with the Falzone, not with the church. I told myself to stay calm. First I'll kill Orlock, then abduct her and put her under our custody. If she refuses, then I'd only need to kill her. Holding back a murderous rage, I continue to wait for the time to arrive. Oh my god, you're gonna kill me, aren't you? Dante's absolutely gonna fucking kill me. That one, it would be explainable why we didn't play that in the other thing. You know what I mean? Murder, like, I only have to kill her. Oh, no! Dante's gonna kill my ass. Wow. I still love you. It's okay. It's acceptable. Oh. Okay, that one autoplays, right? So we've already seen this one. I don't know. There's a lot of skipping, which is fine. And cool, new story to read. Ooh, Rosberg. I breathed a sigh after seeing the disciple leave the room. I was able to correct the public perception of my association with the Lao Shu. Even if the Lao Shu decided to say otherwise, the people will not believe in them anymore. This whole spectacle has been a bother. I couldn't believe they would violate our deal and disclose our connection. I should have expected this from those heretics. But the Lao Shu could still be used. I suppose I could let them be for now. I may be losing a key, but it won't be a major obstacle in my plans. All is well, so long as I ultimately gain control over this land. I can't allow the Lao Shu or anyone else to harm my name or my position. That girl will die for my sake. No, we won't. Okay. I'm afraid of dying, because we already know what happens when we say, like, if it's for someone precious to me, he stabs me. No. Please don't. Please don't kill me, Orlock! We're just gonna keep on skipping. Oh no! We have to deal with Lucas' death all over again! Don't look, guys. Close your eyes. Because this is all the Lucas scenes. Don't look. Don't look at his sweet, innocent child face. Grubby little street rat. Don't look at the little street rat. It would be too sad. Just keep not looking. We're not doing anything important. We're just... This is... Okay, now Luca's gonna die. Don't watch this. Oh, look there. He's crying because he's dying. Don't watch. We have to do what we can! Okay. Don't look! There's Orlock, weeping. I'm telling you, in case you're not looking, like, I don't want you to look. I don't want you to have to see that again. Now we're starting chapter 7, and we're gonna bury Luca's body, or we're coming back from burying it, so shh, don't. It's okay, everyone. It's okay. Okay, now we're fighting the Lao Shu. You can watch again. And for those of you that multitask when we're skipping, I should be doing this anyway. Like, okay, so we're fighting the Lao Shu, and they're like, shit's happening. And what are you doing? Oh my god! And then there was a... They were like, whoa! We were like, whoa! They were like, whoa. There's so many people who are like, that's from Finding Nemo, but it's actually from The Little Mermaid. Flounder said it first, thank you very much. Which is actually funny, because, like, when... Dude Crush, when Crush said it in fucking Finding Nemo, I was like, that's so from The Little Mermaid. You know they did it on purpose. Anyway. Develop. Now we're reading our Meanwhile story. Woo! Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Dante. We don't get to see his beautiful face, but... Yang's dead? I heard about it from a reliable source. Looks like it happened in Strano. So our target is in Strano, then. I was able to track them down up until they left Rosberg. Same here. Well, that would mean they've parted ways from Rosberg. If so, it was a convenient development. I could kill him without offending the church, and that would help the Falzone in the long run. It took a while to get the information we needed, but now we can finally make our move. Yes, I've been waiting for this. It was time to take action. Okay. Now we're here. This is where Emilio appears. Right? Isn't this where Emilio magically appears? Oh. Oh, this is different. Resounded... Okay, wait, hold on. So Orlock emotions erupted as his wails resounded throughout the ruins. But all I could do was watch as Orlock fell deeper into despair. What should I say to help ease his burden? He had no clue. How long had it been? It was night and we were still in hiding. Orlock suddenly stood up and glared into the darkness ahead. His face showed desperation. What is it? Someone's coming. Stay back. Oh, okay. Emilio? I heard footsteps approaching. Who's there? Because we haven't met Emilio yet. Orlock questioned the darkness. This is where he met him. A silhouette appeared in reply. I didn't see this coming! I was so excited! I saw the hair and I was like, that's not Emilio. In front of us was a man wearing a mask and attire that stood out among the ruins. I mean, so did Emilio, by the way, but... Didn't Emilio show up here in this seat? Okay, so... Oh my god. Why are you here? There's no reason for you to be looking for us. Orlock knows him? Oh my god, what? Was it someone he knows? The man in the mask lowered his head, but it didn't put Orlock at ease. But it did not put Orlock at ease. I don't know, my brain couldn't read that. I'm too excited about him being here. Please, if you will listen but a moment, I simply came to thank you. Thank? I've done nothing to be thanked for. Orlock answered him, confused. The man's unnatural gestures and politeness was only making me anxious. Oh, it's making me excited. Orlock, do you know him? I sold him some intel before. He's the director of the casino in Arca. I suppose his behavior befitted his position. I am the direttore, Sebastiano Gallier, at your service. Not really, we know what your real name is. Anyway. Talking in these ruins is so drab. Why not come to our casino? It's very cold in here as well, and no doubt uncomfortable to stay for the night. At the director's invitation, Orlock shook his head with a frown. Oh my god. We've no reason to be at the casino. I don't see you as an ally either. It's not a risk we're willing to take. No, I'm cold. I might be willing to take it. How unfortunate. And does the signorina agree? Huh? Hearing the direttore's words, I hesitantly replied, something isn't right! Okay, I'll listen to what he has to say to get to the bad ending. But I really feel like the correct answer is something isn't right. But to get the bad ending. So the bad answer is, you know what I'm saying? I'll listen to what he has to say is the right answer to get to the bad ending, but you know in this situation you're like, something in right here. Let's go for it! I'm assuming you came here for a good reason. Honestly, I don't think it really matters. I don't know if it matters what you choose there, because it's not like you're not going to get the bad ending at this point. This is the bad ending, so... Could you explain why? Also, how did you find out we were here? Why, of course I will explain everything. That is, if you'll come to the casino. Well... I frowned at his words. Orlock sighed, then intervenes. I don't sense anyone around. He seems to have come here all by himself. I'm not sure what he's up to, but I can tell he doesn't want to fight. Indeed, you're absolutely right. But the casino is connected to the Mafia. If you're not supposed to be our enemy, then why are you trying to take us to the casino? An astute observation. Signor Orlock should have no problem spending the night out here. But it must be excruciating for the fine signorina, wouldn't you say? Winter is upon us, and having a lady stay in such conditions without proper attire is harsh indeed. If you truly care for the young lady, you should treat her with the utmost respect. Forgive me for my rudeness, but I notice that she doesn't look well. My body was cold, without a doubt. The pain from being punched was still throbbing inside my stomach. The casino is nice and warm, and I shall prepare a fine meal for you both. You should know I'm not your enemy. I promise I shall not harm either of you. I'm not sure what to say. Even after the direttore's reassurance, something felt wrong. Fine, we'll go to the casino. Maybe that's what happens if you say, I don't know. It's I don't know. We should trust him. Maybe just cut out some of that stuff, so. Orlock! I cried out in surprise as I didn't expect him to take his offer. Don't worry. This time,
No matter what happens, I will protect you.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna die, but...
If the Direttore betrays us, I'll kill him. Simple as that.
Hearing Orlock state that thought without emotion brought a shiver to my spine. Or he's gonna... Well, I mean, I don't think he's gonna kill me, but... I forced myself to look away from the fear shrouding me as I nodded in response. Okay, if Orlock is alright with it, then I'll go to the casino too. I mean, we didn't die in Nicola's bad ending, but we might as well have been. We were literally a puppet, so... Our mental and physical capacity had likely reached their limits. That was about the only rationale as to why we decided to head to the casino in Arca. This is literally like, we just did something stupid. We were led into the Direttore's office. He brought a tea set and snacks on a tray for us. There were ham and cheese sandwiches, buttery and toasted to perfection. He also brought us some cute pistachio macaroons. Macarons? Macaroons. I know they pronounce two different ways. Aren't they the same thing? I don't know, but anyway.
And this here is my favorite chamomile tea. It works wonders for a tired soul. It's poisoned. I mean, it's not poisoned.
I'm just saying. He's shady as fuck, but I love this bitch. The Direttore began to pour the tea into 3 white cups. He took a cup, then proceeded to sip on the chamomile tea. Well, he's drinking it, so. So then you think it's okay. He's like, I administered myself the antidote before.
Ah, and there's nothing peculiar in them. Please enjoy.
It's like he fucking knew what I was thinking. You, me, on the same page, honey.
Thank you very much.
I love him. I slowly and carefully held the teacup in both hands and took a sip. It tastes good. The warm tea was melting the frigid cold out of my body.
So, what is it that you wanted to talk to us about?
Orlock looked at him sternly. It seemed his suspicion had not been completely abated.
Ah, yes. To reiterate what I said before, I wanted to extend my utmost gratitude. And, as I asked before, what do you mean by gratitude?
Hearing Orlock's words, Direttore's mouth widened in a happy arc. I think it's funny that we call him Direttore and not Sebastiano, even though that's his name. He actually gives us a name, and we're like, Direttore. The game's like, don't call him Sebastiano, because that's not his fucking name. Like, it's not his name, we know it, but... Like, I mean, I guess you're not supposed to be that Look, he's on the fucking game cover. He had to be special. It wasn't hard, okay?
Just between us, I actually detest the Mafia here. Which is why your achievements have been nothing but phenomenal to me.
Oh, I see how your route's going already. Okay. Alright, you hate the Mafia here, and your work, there's a lot of shady things, but like, okay.
Achievements?
Orlock responded curiously, and the Direttore replied with joy.
You not only got rid of the Falzone's underboss, Nicola Francesca, but also the Lao Shu's leader Yang. And the Lao Shu are hapless without him. I can see them disbanding very soon.
Where did you hear that? Well, here's the weird thing, because it wasn't in Orlock's happy after story. Like, oh, blah, 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 that Direttore was like, I'm just like a fucking shell here. Like, he didn't seem very happy that Orlock got rid of the Mafia. Like, here he's like, I'm so happy you're getting rid of the Mafia. You did a good job. You only got rid of, like, a third of it. Because, like, okay, you got rid... Okay. If you count Nicola as even being a quarter, you got rid of one, like, half of it, but you still have 2 out of the 3 bosses. Like, Nicola's the underboss. He's not the boss. So, like, you didn't really get rid of the Falzone family. You knocked him down a peg. Or 2. But, like, you still have the Visconti, and you now have a pissed-off Dante Falzone. So, like, your problems are still at least half of what they were. But still, you know? But in the good route, we basically killed everyone. Except for Gil. And Direttore was, like, working in the casino, like, freaking not here. You know, and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm just like a shell of who I used to be. You know what I mean? It seemed like something, like he snapped mentally. But, like, now he's happy? And it's only half the problem? Sus, is all I'm saying. Where did you hear that? Orlock killed Yang only a few hours ago. Word travels fast. He already knows about that? But so does everyone else. Feels weird hearing him call the killing an achievement.
I'm very proud of my intel. My men are scattered throughout the town, and even within the Mafia itself.
And then why did you buy information from me before?
It was a necessity back then. And that aside, may I ask what your plans are? Well, will you leave the town with her? To where? I suppose her safety could be assured for some time. But it also means that you'll be hunted by both the Mafia and the Church. That said, if you leave Berlone, and ultimately Italy, I'm sure they'll pose little threat to you two.
He sounded as if he were belittling the Mafia. It was clear from our short conversation that he did despise the Mafia.
But they may not apply to the church. That may not apply to the Church, and they have followers throughout the world. Your identities would be disclosed, making it nearly impossible to flee to countries controlled by the Church's rule. Therefore, I strongly suggest that you think wisely before making your next move.
He's right. What should we do? Oh, kill Dante and then we'll figure it out. He said to think wisely, but no matter how hard I thought, everything that came to mind was shrouded in a haze. It's like he got to us before Emilio did.
And now then, please rest here for tonight. I've prepared a room for you to make yourself comfortable. For now, please enjoy the meal. Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Because I can't remember if we met. I'm pretty sure that's where we met Emilio, because he was like, you have a choice. You know what I mean? We met him there, and then Dante was like, come back here tomorrow and I'll kick your ass. Or like, well, no, we met Dante in the church. So, we didn't go right. We were there. I'm just trying to figure out the timeline, because, like, it was only a couple days ago that I did this, but now my brain is like, the fuck? Because we went to the church. So even in this one, we didn't go into the church at all. Because that's technically where it's split. So we were there. We met Emilio. We were like, let's run away. We go to the church. We get attacked. We get rid of all the Laoshu, the remaining Laoshu. The Viscontis show up, we get rid of them. Dante shows up and is like, you have tomorrow and go back to the ruins. So that was the point where Emilio was going to show up and then we were going to go to the church, and we never did any of that. Right, okay. I'm just making sure in my head I can fit, because I'm like, that's where we met Emilio, right? It's like, yes. Because we never... Yeah, okay, cool. The Direttore bowed politely, then left the room with empty cups in hand. We were left together alone, and without much to do, we continued our meal. This is so good. I looked through the information at hand. My men from all around town and from all ranks had gathered the information in front of me now. I had intel from the politician we support, as well as from various investors. After making sure I had all the cards I needed, I mumbled, "It's time to move." Somehow, I couldn't recognize my voice. It sounded too mechanical. There wasn't much to do, so I took a look around the room. It was well kept, but I noticed a picture frame face down on the desk. Orlock suddenly whispered to me, "Go, Birdie." That's not what he whispered, I'm sorry. Direttore may actually be on our side. His words of thanks seems to make sense. It didn't feel like he wanted to hurt us either. Maybe he's right. Huh? If we make enemies with the church, we may be hunted by them forever. If so, I want to go and meet His Excellency and talk it over with him. I don't know if that sounds like a good idea, Orlock. He may have lied to me, but at his core, he really is a respectable person. I think you're still being bamboozled, but I'm sure he'd understand if I spoke to him. And if he doesn't, then we'll run away. It won't change our situation. I pursed my lips and began to think, maybe it's worth a shot. No matter what the result, it wouldn't be worse than now. Oh no, we're getting attacked by Dante before we make it out of here. With my mind set, I nodded slowly back at Orlock. Chapter 8, Death. Chapter 8, we die. We actually managed to make it back to the hotel. Or is this supposed to be the casino hotel? Like, huh. We came back to the hotel where Bishop Rosberg was to meet him. We stood in front of the door to his room, and Orlock proceeded to knock on the door. Excuse me, Your Excellency. I have a matter to discuss with you. Not a single sound responded to Orlock's voice. Oh, did Dante kill him? Could he be out? I highly doubt it. Suddenly, a loud voice answered our whispers. Don't come! Run, Orlock! The moment the voice yelled at us, we heard chaos ensue beyond the door. That was Bishop Rosberg. I told you. I was like, he's not answering. Dante's in there. Before I figured out who the voice belonged to, Orlock had already kicked open the door. He jumped into the room without any hesitation. I followed in after Orlock. What? Orlock stood stunned at the sight in front of us. Even I couldn't say a word. Bishop Rosberg was in the room, but aside from him was the Visconti boss, Gilbert Redford, standing right next to him. The Visconti's men had their guns pointed at us. Are we going to have a showdown with them here? Oh, come on, we already did this. What did you do to His Excellency? Orlock's voice was more than just confused. It had a deep tone of anger to it. Bishop Rosberg was kneeling on the ground with his hands tied behind his back. Exactly what he deserves. After all, he's sinned against God. He also did something unheard of as a member of the church. Ain't that right? How dare you shame him like this? Orlock was growling and ready to pounce at any moment, but he couldn't move. Orlock knew that the moment he moved, Bishop Rosberg would be shot and killed. He's going to be shot and killed anyway. Gilbert Redford dismissed Orlock's menacing growl. Treasurer found an odd financial trail during his investigation of Rosberg. You know how hard it was to get all the details? I even had to send my men to Veneto of all places. What are you trying to imply? Oh my god, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, this is gonna go back to like, oh my god, you bought Orlock off his mother or some shit. I can't let scum like him get away. He didn't answer Orlock's question, simply stating his plans for the man on the ground. He's your father! I'm just waiting for that twist. I don't know if that's, I have no idea Orlock's backstory, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Orlock yelled out loud in defense of Bishop Rosberg's innocence. No, His Excellency is a great man. A great man that made a child kill a mafia leader? I'm just saying. It felt odd watching what was going on. I couldn't trust Bishop Rosberg at all from our interactions, but Orlock saw him as someone worthy of praise. Wait. Bishop Rosberg slowly opened his mouth to interrupt Orlock. Please spare Orlock. I am the sinner here. I will pay with my life. Your Excellency, what are you saying? Order me to fight as a disciple. Please say it's by the order of God. If you give me the command, I will fight to the death. Orlock pleaded to Bishop Rosberg for a reason to take up arms. The sad music in the background is like supposed to make you feel bad that like Bishop Rosberg's gonna get it. I feel more bad for Orlock because Orlock still thinks he's a decent human being right now, but Gilbert Redford wasn't saying anything and looked down at Bishop Rosberg. It was as if he was waiting for him to say the words he wanted to hear. Bishop Rosberg looked up at him and took a deep breath. Then he boldly asked a request of his captor. Please spare Orlock. Spare my son. Told ya. Your Excellency? Not just because he raised him, it's actually his fucking kid. I'm sorry. Spoiled that a mile away. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, and I don't think he means, like, he's like my son because I raised him. I think he literally is his actual son, and I would not be shocked. Orlock was looking on at Bishop Rosberg, unable to comprehend what was happening. I mean, because that's just the twist that this needed, and it was the logical, like, you had to see it coming. You know what I mean? Like, if he wasn't, he was like, no, he really is just an orphan I picked up. It would have been like, oh, that's weird. Because, like, in every other book, movie, everything, that's the twist. It's really his son? And then you made your child do all those horrible things? You monster! right? It's to make him more monstrous than he already is. My son was only following my orders. His sins are mine to bear. Orlock's eyes were open wide in shock. Bishop Rosberg looked straight into Orlock's eyes. I'm sorry, Orlock. What are you? I'm a devout follower of God, and yet I fell in love with a woman. I fell in love with her the moment I met her. Bishop Rosberg bit his lip, then took another deep breath. He continued. Like, I feel like this should have been a moment where we were like, but like, again, come on. It was like, we're finally gonna get it! We're finally gonna get the backstory! Alright, we knew this was gonna happen. This is not surprising at all. But she disappeared without telling me anything. It was about then that I rose to my current position and was called back to the church. Days passed with work, busy beyond belief. I had no time to look for her. After a few years passed, I finally discovered her whereabouts. She had already passed away from illness. I'm just saying Dante's mother did too. Do you think Dante would remember having a brother? I'm just saying. Unless they were like... You think he'd remember? So, like, my mom was pregnant and she had, like, another... I had a brother. He was old enough to remember. You know what I mean? And Nicola also. Everyone was. If it was Dante's father that was out there boning another woman on the side, now that would have made sense, and that would have been kind of funny, too. But, it was then that I learned she bore a child. Bishop Rosberg stopped and looked at Orlock. I still don't feel bad about him dying, and I think he's a trash human being. He's awful, and look what he did to poor fucking Orlock. Orlock stood there, still stunned, and in a complete daze, although it is sadder now because Orlock is like, but you were my dad the whole time? Bishop Rosberg took a deep breath yet again and closed his eyes. Having a son would have endangered my position, but I couldn't kill my son. Yet I was scared of losing my position and of having the public know I had not been celibate. Bishop Rosberg raised his head and spoke aloud. Orlock is my son. He's proof of my bond with the person I loved. I don't want him to die. All his sins are mine to bear. This is like that redemption moment for you, but... Therefore, I shall pay with my life. So please, let Orlock go. Well said. Gilbert's like more than happy to kill him. Stop! Bishop Rosberg smiled very briefly at Orlock. Wow. Wow, Gil. Wow. I mean, he kind of deserved it, but at the same time, you're supposed to be like, damn it, Gilbert, you asshole! They really want us to hate him in this route, huh? A gunshot resounded through the room. Bishop Rosberg crumpled to the ground. Maybe it was better Orlock didn't know. Blood poured from his head and pooled on the floor under him. But at least in this... Okay, the worst part is... He still thought of him like, in this, he was like, no, don't hurt him, he's a good man! And you're like, no. Like, he kind of realized it at one point, like, no, Bishop Rosberg was like a shady son of a bitch. Like, actually, I don't know if he fully realized it, but he hasn't had that chance for that to kind of sink in yet, and accept that he's still in that, like, no, but he's a good man, and that, and you're my dad! And then somebody killed him, and you're like, this isn't gonna help. Look, one of us is gonna die in this route. Probably me. It's usually me, but I'm just saying. I can't let you go, but this should suffice as repercussion. As you wish. Your son's free. Gilbert Redford looks down and spoke to Bishop Rosberg's body. Gilbert, how dare you? Orlock's eyes blazed with fury and hatred. He drew his dagger. You'll pay. Orlock, wait! Calm down. I grabbed Orlock's arm and tried to stop him, but he didn't even look my way. Let me go! Orlock pushed me back. He's going to kill someone again. Stop, Orlock, please! I pleaded at the top of my voice, but my words fell upon deaf ears. I was gonna let you go, but sure, why not? You did cause me trouble after all. Can't say I'm not itching for a fight. He pointed his gun at Orlock. I mean, you're sounding a little bit like Yang right there, I'm just saying. Protect the boss! Shield him! The Visconti lined in front of their boss to shield him from Orlock's dagger. We actually have 2 CGs we're supposed to get in here. We haven't gotten any of them yet. Orlock would have to go through them to reach Gilbert.
Then I will kill you all.
Orlock's growl was cold and menacing enough to make me hold my breath. He drew closer to the human wall and found his first victim. He plunged his dagger into the man's head. The sight dried my throat in an instant. I'm definitely not going to get this ending in this part. Orlock kicked the man away, pulling out his dagger.
Stay calm. We're not outside. You can't move as much in here. Don't rush. Take it easy.
Understood, boss. Orlock looked coldly at the Visconti, getting in formation to take him down. I was like, I don't know. I was like, look, my brain was trying to say information, and I was like, getting information, but in formation. Sometimes, I don't know. Orlock then moved about quickly so that they couldn't target him. He zigzagged through the men and pounced at them like a wild beast. He weaved through the rain of bullets. Orlock's dagger found each man's chest precisely as he locked onto them and threaded in between gaps to reach them.
Damn it!
Orlock reaped their souls one at a time. He's really going to kill all of them? The battle was different from any of the battles Orlock had fought before. Or we're going to mentally snap. Next. A single shot took a small chunk of flesh away from Orlock's shoulder.
I thought I'd get your heart with that shot. Guess you're faster than I thought. Or maybe you're just very lucky. In any case, you're a pain in the ass. Worry about yourself.
Orlock. He no longer cared about his injuries. He hadn't taken a critical hit just yet, but I knew he had his limits. Orlock's body was slowly bleeding from the hits he took. His coat was marked with red bullet holes. Jesus Christ, he's getting shot after shot. Like, he's turned into Yang. Everyone's turned into Yang right now. What the fuck? And yet, the fire of anger and hatred in his eyes continued to burn. I can't imagine he's gonna die, because that's not how the tragic ends work. It's us. You know, or we're gonna be, like, mentally broken. Like, we'll be in a coma like we were in Dante's, or, like, we've completely snapped like we did in Nicola's, you know?
You have no one left to protect you,
Orlock says coldly.
You think I need to be protected to fight? We haven't even started. Come on, let's do this, Orlock.
Instead of being afraid, Orlock's eyes narrowed. Orlock suddenly positioned his dagger and charged forward.
Straight at me, eh? Bravo!
Orlock tilted his head slightly to avoid the gunfire aimed at his head. Bullets kept flying at him, but Orlock dodged them easily with the slightest of movements. He kept his eyes on his target without feeling the bullets grazing his skin.
Not bad, but you ain't gonna win this fight just by dodging.
After moving clear of the bullets, Orlock knelt for a moment to take a breath. He then stood up again and quickly dashed toward his target.
You insane?
Gilbert fired at Orlock with a steady hand, but Orlock doesn't dodge this time. Instead, he took the bullet. Without even flinching, Orlock drew his arm back and threw something. What was that? Gilbert blocked whatever was thrown at him with the base of his gun. On the floor was a gun that Orlock must have picked up when he was kneeling. Deflecting the gun had created an opening. It was more than enough time for Orlock to act in that moment. Now he still has to fight Dante, though. Gilbert Redford was smiling. His smile didn't warp a bit, even with the dagger through his neck. Damn. He fell to the ground with a dull thud.
Gil!
A lone survivor yelled out his boss's name. Orlock! I yelled his name, at which Orlock slowly turned my way. It's over. It's all over. I mean, no, not yet. I couldn't find the right words to say, surrounded by the massacre. He slowly dragged himself toward me. Suddenly, a gunshot was heard. Quite a few. The bullets pierced Orlock's arm and thigh. Huh? He let go of his dagger. Orlock didn't seem to know what had just happened to him. Oh my god, did he actually die? That's not how that's supposed to work in the tragic ending. Orlock! I cried out his name and caught him in my arms before he fell to the ground. I'm going to assume it's Dante. Because it's either Dante or Direttore. But I'll assume it's Dante, because, like, could you imagine Direttore taking the wind out of Dante's sails anyway? And that was easier than I thought. Standing behind Orlock was Dante Falzone. I mean, you had to know. Flanked by the members of his family. I couldn't hold up Orlock's limp body for very long. I fell to the ground with him in my arms to try and protect him. Falzone, why? Dante didn't answer Orlock. Instead, he looked down at Gilbert Redford's body. You both put up a fight, but it looks like things unfolded as you expected. Dante mumbled without any emotion. As he expected? The Falzone and the Visconti were working together? Please, run. I can't leave you behind, Orlock. He forced himself up and tries to cover me as I raise my voice. Take him away. Just because he can't move doesn't mean he's not dangerous. Knowing him, he'd bite back even if only his head was remaining. Dante gave calm orders to his men and came near me. Oh, he's gonna kill me, isn't he? He wasn't looking at Orlock anymore. Me? Before I knew it, Dante placed a white handkerchief over my mouth. I could tell my strength was fleeing the moment I smelled the handkerchief. But did he just chloroform my ass? Dante! And that was all I could remember. So I don't struggle, I guess, but like, Jesus, Dante. Slowly I awakened. Where am I? Bed? I was sleeping on a surprisingly soft and plush bed. I held my throbbing head as I sat myself up. The room was dark, but I could tell it was adorned with the most elegant of ornaments. I looked around again and saw a white shadow. I slowly lowered myself from the bed. Orlock? He was on the ground and I could smell blood coming from his body. I need to treat you. They actually put him in the room with us instead of like a cage somewhere? That was when it finally struck. We've been detained by the Falzone. Is this the Falzone's manor? Space, are you all right? Yes, I'm fine, but I could tell immediately that Orlock was in critical condition. Orlock couldn't get himself up with the wound on his arm. Huh? I heard a loud clang and looked down at his feet. Orlock's ankles were shackled. Horrible! That's not all. I think I've been drugged. I can't move a muscle. Who would... I heard a clink. I quickly turned around and stared carefully into the darkness. Dante just fucking sitting in a goddamn chair with a fucking martini. There's someone else here. It's got like scotch on the rocks or something. Then I noticed sharp azure eyes looking at me. I like the fact that he's literally just like lounging there with a fucking drink. Just like watching everything go down until he knows clink, clink, clink. That was his like, ahem. I'm right here, bitch. Okay. I know this is the tragic ending, but Dante is fucking impressive in this. Dante Falzone! Dante placed his glass on his desk and stood up from his chair. He watched us menacingly as he drew closer to us. Were we in his bed? Hey, I'm just saying, what? How do you feel, Spacey Adornato? I embraced Orlock's body on the floor as I looked up at Dante. Why did you bring us here? I thought you wanted to kill us. Even if it wasn't intentional, you two spat on the Burlone Mafia's name. And so, you both must face repercussions. I won't kill you, since that would be too easy. I couldn't speak a word in response. Dante continued coldly. I can't kill the church's assassin so easily. Gilbert knew that all along. If the Visconti could kill him, so be it. If not, I would kill Orlock myself. I must say, it was unexpected to see you two return to town. It made my life easier. I'm sorry, Space. If only I didn't suggest us going to meet His Excellency. It's not your fault, Orlock. In the other route, I wanted us to go to church, and then we had to kill everyone. And it wouldn't have happened if we had just run away. Dante still would have chased us till the end of time, but at least everyone would have been alive. I shook my head and hugged Orlock tightly to keep him from shedding any tears. You only thought for the best of our future, Orlock. Space. I held Orlock's wounded body in my arms as I pleaded to Dante. Please, Senor Falzone, please save Orlock. He was simply being used by Bishop Rosberg, so please.
No, this sin is mine. It's only natural for me to atone for them.
Orlock!
Dante, go ahead. Kill me. That is, you're right. But please, please let her go.
Dante looked at the both of us with cold eyes as we were trying to save each other. Seems you two are quite close. You two want the other to be saved? And yet, here I am without the ones I wanted to protect. Dante nonchalantly continued while glaring at Orlock. Yeah, we pissed him off. Orlock, you killed my family. Hence, I have the right to take from you what you hold precious.
Precious?
Wait! No! Gilbert already killed your father, which only leaves her. Wow, Dante. Cold as ice, motherfucker. But for some reason, I'm like, I just find this so hot right now. Like, I love you, Dante. Go ahead and kill me. What is wrong with me? No, that's wrong. She was originally ours, and you stole her from us. I'm not property, Dante. Jesus. I wanted to refute what he said. I wanted to say he protected me. But the moment I stand against Dante, the moment I instigate him, the results would be obvious. Orlock's death. Oh my god, this is not... Wait. I continued my plea to Dante as I shook, my precious person behind me. Please, I'll do anything. So please, please spare Orlock. Fine. I won't kill him under one condition. Oh god.
Condition?
Hand her over, Orlock. Oh my god, are we gonna be Dante's toy now? That's gonna be weird. This is a weird ending. Look, I don't know what's happening, but... Dante looked away from the desperate Orlock and instead looked at me. The condition is simple. The Falzone. I will own you. You do understand what I mean, don't you? Dante. You're getting a little dark in this ending. It's weird, because you're such a marshmallow, and I did not expect this from you, but... I should hate this and be like, oh, Dante! But I'm like, oh, okay. There's something so wrong with me. Everything up... There's so many wrong things in this game, but I love every moment of it. I don't know.
Will the Falzone... Will you take care of her? Can you promise not to hurt her?
Now, Dante's actually a Cinnabon, so... I won't kill her.
That's not enough.
Dante kept staring at me without responding to Orlock's demands. He probably knew what I was going to say. If there's no other choice... If I can save Orlock... Fuck that shit! I slowly let go of Orlock and rose to my feet. This is why it's the tragic ending. I replied to the owner of the manor, who was looking at me with emotionless eyes. I will be yours, Dante Falzone. I mean, he's actually really nice, but... Good. No! Don't! Orlock tried to force himself up while yelling at the decision I made. But I could only look at Dante now, and Dante was likewise only looking at me. That was completely unexpected. Dante held my waist and pulled me in to kiss me on the lips. Well, hello. I was like, we don't get a CG of that. Of course, put Orlock in the background. What the fuck? That would be a mean CG. I tried to move away, but I couldn't get him off me. I didn't know what to do. We made a deal here. You still don't know what it means, do you? I'm sorry. I had bitten his lip. I tasted the blood spreading inside my mouth. What, I just thought you liked that. Isn't that your kink? Consider the deal over the next time you defy me. And consider yourself dead. I'm sorry, but please. Ah! Dante interrupted me as he forced me onto the bed. Okay, well, no. I expected this from Yang, not from Dante. What are you doing? Stop. Let her go. You're gonna make Orlock watch the...
You don't have the right to tell me anything.
Dante's body was on top of mine. Dante, what the fuck? But please, wait, Senor...
There's no need to wait.
But please, I'll listen to whatever you say, so... I did not expect this from Dante. So please tend to Orlock's wounds first.
Mind your manners. You're asking for too much. You haven't even kept your end of the deal, yet you're asking for more? I'll make sure he's back to form once you become mine. If you try to say a single word against me, I will kill him, right here and now.
This is so much more tragic and dark than Nicola's dark ending. Holy fuck. Space, don't think about me. That might be the only way she can get through this. Orlock, I'm so tense. I'm more than happy with what you gave me, so... Dante! Please treat her with respect. Orlock groveled on the floor. He couldn't get himself up. The bullet wounds on him were enough to kill any normal person. If he doesn't get treated soon, he's going to die. I was unable to speak what was on my mind as Dante reached out to touch me. I finally understood that I had no time or right to think anymore. His fingers gently traced over my body to reveal my skin. What the... Dante, I didn't expect that from you! We might as well just keep going and read this. This is going to be a super long part. Oh my god! Okay, like... I still love Dante, but what the fuck? What did you do, game? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to my marshmallow? Oh my god! I expected that shit from Yang! I expected that from Yang, 100%. If he did that, I would have been like, yeah, well, I mean, he's trash. Oh, this game just like... I don't like Orlock's route anymore. I don't like any of it. You killed Nicola, we had to deal with that, and then we had to deal with Dante being like this. What the fuck? But good, it's really good though. Like, it gets you, man. Like, holy fucking shit! This game just bitch slapped me. I love it because I hate it. Like there are games you're like, no, I just hate this. So there's nothing about this. This has so many awful fucking things happening that you're like, no, I hate this, but it's so good. I love it so much. Because it's so unexpected and it's just... Maybe because I love all the characters. Like, I love the characters and this is great. And I know it's Mafia and I know there's going to be dark themes. And what did you do to my marshmallow? Oh my god. What? No. Dante, you're better than this. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. You know what? That's why they're like, do you like Dante's route first, right? Because you do that and you're like, this is like the same. You feel like he's canon boy. But, I mean, he really, obviously, we were technically made for him, right? But you're like, okay, you do his route first. And you're like, okay, this isn't that bad. And then you do Nicola and you get to his bad ending. And you're like, you know, this is a little fucked up, but I like it. Shiraishi voiced motherfucker. That's why. Because I'm just sorry. Both they had tragic ends where you were like, these are so wrong but so hot. And I love them. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm just saying. He plays a type, okay? And then Yang, you fully expected, and I mean, I kind of fully expected everything that happened in his round. I should not have been surprised by any of that. You killed me, and you claim you hated me the whole time. Wait, what? Why would you do that to me, Trash Bando? Why would you do that to me? And I'm still in denial, like, no, he was secretly still in love with us, he just couldn't admit it. Because, like, I want to delude myself otherwise. The rest of his route, you're like, did he actually, like, just tolerate... So the happy ending was he was just tolerating us and he wasn't really in love with us? Because that's... What? Wait, I don't... game. This game just knows how to fuck with you is all I'm saying, and it's... I fucking love it because it hurts so much. Jesus Christ. I love it when you hurt me, game! Anyway, this is going to be a long-ass part because we still got this and then the after story, but fuck it. Last part was short, this part will be long. As promised, Orlock received treatment which saved his life. But now he was shackled in a cell hidden under the manor. As for me, I was treated as a guest now. A lavish room, beautiful clothes, and satisfying meals. I was living a life many could only dream of. But The time I spent with the owner of this manor each night felt like an eternity. Okay, so he's just... Okay. This is basically like Nicola's bad ending, except for we were in love with Nicola and now we're not supposed to be in love with Dante. I mean, my heart ached with pain. I didn't see this ending coming. Night came as I slowly stirred from sleep. Dante was sleeping quietly next to me. His face was beautiful, like a sculpture, but to me he was the epitome of fear itself. Orlock. If I can at least free Orlock from this manor, that was the only thing on my mind. I listened to Dante's every whim and fancy, and from deep observation, I finally discovered he's sad. I slowly got out of bed and reached out to his fancy jacket. It was in the inner pocket. I got it. Take the key to the cell. Oh, we're gonna die now. I put on my gown and quietly slipped out of the room. I was like, what is happening? I had to click again for it to change, like nothing happened there. Orlock!
Space.
I used the key to the cell and ran toward Orlock, shackled to the wall. Oh! Oh. Why are you here? We can talk later. First, let me get the shackles off. I crouched down and reached for his legs. Suddenly, Orlock's shoulder twitched. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. Fuck off. Orlock? Were you with Dante? I can smell him on you. Despair sunk inside me like a rock as I saw Orlock close his eyes in suffering. It's not my fault! I don't have a choice! I'm doing this so you don't die! I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize. And this is all my fault. I wasn't able to protect you. And after all that I said... Orlock looked at me with tears in his eyes and pleaded to me. You shouldn't come down here. Dante won't forgive you, so... I want you to escape, Orlock. Please, as long as you escape. Space, why are you risking your life for me? With what I've done, I know you hate me already, but... Orlock, you're someone precious to me. I would never hate you. I'm happy because I love you. But I'm... His straightforward confession brought a sharp pain to my heart. I know, right? I'm unclean. That's not true. You're not unclean. You're beautiful. No different from when I first met you. Orlock. I love you. I've loved you for a long time. Always. Even now. His words bring joy to my heart. Space. Orlock looked at me, then slowly moved his face closer to mine. I closed my eyes to receive his gesture. Oh, this is our kissy CG! So mean! Game. A very short-lived kiss. If our lips moved away, we would never touch each other again. This was likely our first and last kiss. Oh! That hurts more than Dante being rapey. Oh. I gently released my lips from his and spoke to him with a trembling voice. Please, escape and live. I can't go with you. If I leave, he'll probably come after you. So, Orlock, please escape without me. Orlock smiled sadly, then shook his head. His eyes were gray with despair. I'll stay here. If I can't save you, I at least want to stay near you. He may kill you. So be it. And I can't run anymore. Huh? He cut the tendons in both my legs. I can't walk anymore. Dante, you son of a bitch! He's such a douche canoe in this. Oh my god. I still love him, but like, I don't like him in this ending. Oh my god. I didn't know what to say at this horrible revelation. Orlock was alive. The deal I made with Dante still held true. But this is... I heard footsteps coming down to the cell. I knew who was coming. I could sense him coming closer. Fear prevented me from turning around. Footsteps stopped right behind me. I heard a whisper in my ear. Oh no.
So, you stole the key so you could elope with him. You're worried about Orlock? You really don't learn, do you? Don't worry. You'll be like him soon. Even if you can't use your legs, I'll still take good care of you. Happy now?
Dante has literally lost his motherfucking mind. His words sent a chill down my spine. We would never be able to escape from this manor. Darkness shrouded me. I cursed God for the first time in my life.
Can't blame her there. Jesus.
Jesus! Like Jesus! The fuck? Okay. Now we get to read the after story. Are you having a good time in this? This one is devastating for me. I don't know. A garden under the sun. Oh wait, this should be Orlock's perspective, right?
A garden under the sun, and the sound of laughing children. Over here, Orlock! Just you wait. I'm gonna get you. Ah! A peaceful garden guarded from the outside world. There's nothing to worry about here, and no one can come after us.
All of the other ones were in their perspective, so I just assume.
I played with the kids running around the garden, giving chase in a way that I didn't actually catch them. I can't run anymore! And the kids laughed and smiled as they all dropped and rolled onto the grass. Do you want to rest? Yep! She looked at me as she wove a crown out of flowers for the kids. What is it, Space? It's a dream. I jogged toward her. She chuckled and replied,
You're so good playing with them. They all look so happy.
Oh, really?
This is the life we could have had in the good ending.
I feel proud inside each time she praises me. I didn't know what to do back when I first played with the kids at the other church. I must have gotten better at handling them after my experiences from before.
You look happy, Orlock.
Yes, I am. I nodded and smiled at her. I think I know what it means to be happy now. And it's all because you're here with me.
Me?
Yes. I feel happy inside every time I see you smile. I know I might be asking for too much, but I keep hoping you'll smile even more.
I feel the same way, Orlock.
She gave me a wide, bright smile.
I'm happy when you're happy.
She's so bright, so beautiful. It's almost like a dream that we're able to live together in peace like this.
Or maybe that's me saying that and he says a dream. I'm not sure. Because it seems more like he's like, a dream? Like he's catching on. So, yes, I mean, we did go through a lot back in Berlin. I just hope we'll all be smiling, or we'll be smiling from now on together. I'm not sure who said what, but, you know, I think we both feel the same way.
Yes, I hope so too. I nodded and prayed inside that it would hold true. Wait up! And the kids were all up and running again, and this time around the laundry. Oh, no, you don't. If you're all gonna play like that, you need to... One of them must have pulled on the laundry. A bedsheet fluttered on top of Space.
Oh, this is the, like, saddest fucking, like, it's like a wedding CG, but it's in his tragic ending. This is just a terrible dream, and he's gonna wake up. Oh, this hurts so much, but it's so beautiful. Look how sweet it is in the light of all the... This is actually, like, the after story for this. Like, they're usually, like, kind of rough, but this one is like, oh, it's so beautiful and sweet. Please don't wake up and remember, like, you know it's just a dream. But I just really hope it ends with him not waking up, it just fading away and like, you know it's a dream, but I can pretend that it's happy, okay? But we're gonna wake up in that goddamn fucking dungeon, aren't we? Shit.
We looked at each other for a few seconds. Space and I both laughed out loud, and the smell of the afternoon and the gentle warmth of the sun were entrancing. And this is nothing unusual at all. It's simply another normal day in our lives.
This poor fucking thing.
But it's so warm and comforting. I can feel the happiness grip my
Heart, the happy music. The beautiful fucking music underneath this. It's gonna kill me.
Under the bedsheet, I could only see her, and I was the only one in her eyes. So, I whispered to her, Space, I love you.
Me too. I love you, Orlock. Orlock?
Can I kiss you? I leaned closer to her. Space blushed a bit. The white sheet was like a wedding veil. I love you so much.
Oh god, he's gonna wake up.
I want to be with you forever.
This is too beautiful to be at the end of the bad ending, is all I'm saying. Like, it's way too beautiful. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's way too beautiful to be like, oh, and then it's, fuck. Like, yeah, you gotta slap that out of our hands. You can't give us something like that and be like, oh, it's so beautiful and touching after the bad end. You have to literally bitch slap it right the fuck. Oh, did you like that? You like that ice cream cone? Fuck you, it's on the ground now. Can't let me have it. I'm just saying.
I let out an indescribable groan. A dream. I didn't make it back to the church. I couldn't protect her. My vision was blurred. Will I be able to see clearly? I doubt I ever will. It's been a while since I lost my sense of pain. It was so warm in my dream. But now, I can't tell if it's cold here or not. I can't even tell if the floor is cold. With my training as a disciple, I was more resilient than most. Yet I was having a hard time telling what day or time it was. I wonder how long I was sleeping. I was able to wake up again. Thank God.
Really? I would just be pissed at God for letting me wake up in this fucking shithole instead of letting me die in my sleep, never to have to deal with this shit again. I'm just saying.
They took the shackles off me a long time ago. There's nothing holding me down. But I can't move after they cut my tendons. It doesn't hurt, but I'm so badly mutilated that I can't even stand. Which is why I didn't know what Dante was doing to Space now. I vaguely saw food on the floor out of the corner of my eye. I have to eat. I raised and extended my right arm forward. I struggled to pull myself toward the food. I crawled to the plate. I twisted my face to somehow get to it.
Like, he's just basically like, he can't even move. Oh, this poor thing.
I don't taste anything. It's like eating sand. If I stay silent, if I give up and give in to my suffering, then maybe I can die in my sleep. But I can't do that. I promised that I would stay close to her until the very end. I choked and was about to vomit up the food I finally managed to get inside me. My body writhed in suffering as tears welled in my eyes. I continued eating. I needed to force myself to eat, no matter my suffering. I need to live as long as possible. I need to be with her. I did my best, but I couldn't eat everything that was there. Dante hasn't come here in a while. His men are keeping watch of me. I haven't seen her since that night. It scares me just thinking about it. I was assured that Space was by herself while Dante was here. But when Dante wasn't here, he was with her the whole time. My worries are too much to handle. She could be crying this very moment. She could be enduring her own suffering. Thinking about Space was killing me. I felt like I would cry. I won't be able to see her again, and that's fine. It's for the best. Even so, I want to see her. I couldn't get her out of my mind. When will the suffering end? I wonder how much longer I'll live. How much longer do I need to suffer? Where did I go wrong? Was it when I ran from His Excellency with her? Was it before even then? Was it when I took her to the Lao Shu? Was it when I became a disciple? A single tear rolled down my cheek. I chuckled quietly to myself. And that's right. Things went wrong the moment I was born. A future where I could protect her. That had never existed from the very beginning. My chest started to go cold. I somehow couldn't breathe. My world was slowly painted in black. Finally, like a snapped thread, my thoughts ceased.
He just like died alone down there? Oh. That bad ending was like awful. It's not even the like, oh my god, he's suffering, whatever. It's the Dante is like evil and just forced himself on. Like, no, I wasn't ready for that game. I'm still not ready for that. I'm just going to pretend it didn't happen. We're just pretend it didn't happen. Like, oh my god. I mean, and then that's so sad. Like, he's just like, oh, poor Orlock's not actually dead there. Oh. But the happy music when you're looking at the CGs for the bad ending. You're like, this is somehow not, like, good. And then look, oh, we finally got our actual full kiss CG. It just had to be in the tragic ending after we'd been sexually assaulted by Dante repeatedly. Oh. That's so traumatizing. Don't look at that one. Don't look at that one either. But then then you get this one though, which is like kind of adorable. Look at us giggling and so happy, isn't it cute? Shit, no, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry. I was trying to go back to it so we can just end on that one, because that one's cute and this one's happy. And here you go. There you go with hee. I mean, yes, we could have the cute, happy, blushy, but I like this one where he's like, with his giant eyes. So yeah, this part was really long, and I could have split it up, you know, so then this would have been like an extra half-hour part, but like, fuck it. You know what? I thought of it when we first flipped back and we were in the room, and I was like, we should probably end here, because we're about at time, and like, it would have been fine, but you know what? We were in it for the long haul. We did it. Fine. It was a long part. It happens. But anyway, so we will start Gilbert's route in the next part. It's gonna be like not tomorrow but the day after, so like 2 days for you, and probably a week or more for me, because I'm like ahead on this one and I gotta start Cafe Enchanté. So we've got to start that, which is going up in tandem with this. I haven't started recording that yet. Like, so whoops. So it's gonna be like weeks, a week or more for me. We'll see. So that's usually what happens. But anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.